Been in the freezer for too long. It's not working, team. Look. This is the stream now. This is the stream for the next hour.
I'm here for it.
It was only in the freezer for like 40 minutes.
Oh, I wonder if our freezer's too cold.
The freezer's too cold.
Yeah, it can be too cold.
Welcome, everybody. I'm just going to hold my cider over a cup. This is the next hour, just so you know, right? Well, we'll worry about that later. Welcome to 40k After Dark, you beautiful, beautiful people. Thank you for joining us on this fine Friday evening. Of course, if you feel like it, if you want to, you can hit those magical buttons straight away, or you can wait to see if you like the stream. And if you do, then you click that like button. If you do, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification icon if you want to be notified every single time we go live. How are we? How are we? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Now, originally, the stream was going to be about the lion and the fact that actually I've just developed this intense need to collect dark angels for the next... Why is it so frozen? Oh. Apparently if you finger it, it comes out.
Well, that
Look,
is the rumour I hear.
If you jam your finger in it, it squirts into the cup.
Yeah, that's phase one, I think, isn't it?
So it was going to be a stream about the lion, and then GW dropped an article today that I want to talk about, right? So what we're actually going to do is cover an FAQ. Warning, in the last like 3 hours, I've actually started to feel quite unwell. So there is a possibility that the stream might end earlier than normal on a Friday. Just to let you know, right? Just to let you know. In the meantime, big shout out to our 2 new members for the night. So Simon Thomas and Raven117. Thank you so much for joining the channel. Welcome to the Great Hall. ! Discord. Come and get yourself in the Great Hall Discord server and hang out with all the cool kids, right? All the cool kids. So, tonight, we're going to talk about an FAQ that came out. Games Workshop dropped an FAQ today. What's it about? It's about 10th edition, right? So basically,
for turning up
thank
smile.
you, Scott. There we go. We can quit now. At least we've had a super chat and a couple of members. Good enough.
Good night.
Good night. So basically, obviously, a lot of you are aware because we covered it quite extensively yesterday. Games Workshop, Wednesday night, Thursday morning, announced 10th edition 40k. Brand new edition, brand new way of playing. And people had loads of questions. Now, Joe and I did the Liam and Joe show, the bonus Liam Joe show on Thursday. And we put out a load of assumptions, some things that we thought we knew, basically. It turns out most of what we said was, in fact, correct. But GW have, in fact, clarified. So what we are going to do is we're going to screen share. I need to move this over here. We're going to screen share the FAQ article. Oh, wrong one. And that bottle just made a slurping noise. That was weird.
Oh.
We're going to screen share the Warhammer 40k article. What a strange night this has started to be, right? And we're going to read through the FAQs together so we can clarify some things on 10th edition. And one of the reasons why I have streams tonight, despite the fact that I said I wasn't going to stream tonight, well, there's a couple of reasons. One of them is this is actually really cool, important stuff, and I'm very hyped about it. Another one is the second I realised I'd cancelled tonight's stream, which is a regular slot, I started to get quite anxious. And Luce was like, do you want to do a stream? And I was like, yes.
As somebody who has anxiety, and people's first port of call would usually be, I can make you less anxious. I guarantee you can't. Can we please just lean into the anxious thing, let me do my thing, and then I'll calm down. So everybody, we're letting Liam do his thing, and then he'll calm down.
Yeah, this is a normal stream night. I should work, okay? It's fine. We've moved date night for Luce and I. Oh, there was this frozen cider on my dirt. This is weird. We've moved date night for Luce and I to Monday instead because what I was going to do on Monday was Call of Duty stream, but that one doesn't make any money right now. All right, if you want to help us out on that particular stream, !gaming, or check out the link in the video description below for Joe and I's other channel, our new channel that we're building. So let's screen share. Here we have, I just need to make sure the audio is working because OBS has been playing around a lot lately. Is the audio still working? Yes, it's working. Good, okay.
Yeah, nobody's mentioned it.
No. It's about when I change scenes on OBS. Recently, it's been being a bit of a pain in the ass. Thank you to everybody who's gifting, by the way. Big shout out Yeston, being attention seeker. Nordos, who's also an attention seeker. And then Drapkin for gifting 5. You're a legend. Thank you everybody for the gifted memberships. Supremely important way of supporting the channel nowadays, so thank you so much. So here we have 10th edition Warhammer 40k, your questions answered. With a new edition of Warhammer 40,000 on the way, it's no surprise that you probably have a few questions. While we can't say too much at the moment, there are some things we can certainly clear up right now. And most of these I think are pretty obvious on the whole, but actually I'm glad they've clarified. Okay, so it starts off with, is this a totally new edition? Let's get this out of the way from the off. The 10th edition Warhammer 40,000 is a complete revision of the game you know and love. Every single element of the game has been revised and rewritten from the ground up for an entirely new and more cohesive experience. Plenty of rules remain the same, but there is not a single one that has not been reassessed and, if necessary, rewritten to work perfectly in the new system. This is genuinely a whole new world of Warhammer. Honestly, I actually kind of think this is needed. Now, I did say the core of 9th and the core of 8th was one of the best core editions we've ever had. I kind of still stick to that. However, I think that because of the bloat, the mess, and the state of the codexes right now, we needed this. We needed this in order to be able to basically index, which is what they said they're going to be doing. So this is a positive point in my personal opinion. Will it be quicker and easier to play? This is a big thing for us as a channel. A lot of people get bored about 2 hours into a game stream. And we see typically...
So Luce choose this as date night. That's what you say.
Yeah, Luce said she would rather for date night talk to you lot than me. That's basically what I'm saying. Thank you, Drapkin, for the super chat. You're a hero. Love you. Adrian's just going to come in a minute. There he goes.
Waited 16 years between Black Templar's books, and now those hard-won rules will be distilled down to a page. Feels bad. Are people actually excited for bland indices and everything being the same?
The thing is, Adrian, they haven't actually said they're going to be bland indices or that everything's going to be the same. They said that everyone's going to have the same access to the same number of things. So every faction will have access to 6 stratagems, for example. It doesn't mean all their stratagems will be the same. And we don't actually know they're going to be bland. And I don't think for 1 minute they're going to make them bland, because that isn't what sells in Warhammer 40k. They're going to want to have flavour. And we've said on numerous occasions that World Eaters is arguably a indication of what's to come in 10th edition. World Eaters aren't bland. They're not lacking flavour. They have Blood Tithe. So it could be thought that they would keep things like Fate Dice, or they would keep things like Vows. I don't think it's going to be as bland as some people are panicking about. It's interesting as well. We've had a glimpse as to what it is, and some people think it's the best ever, and some people think the world's falling down. We don't even know what's coming yet. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm on one side of that fence. I'm on the side of the fence that's incredibly excited for this, and it could be terrible. But I think this is going to be amazing. So will it be quicker and easier to play? Like I said, when we go on stream, the first 2 hours is normally really solid, right, when we're playing 40k. The next hour, if it's me and Joe, or 4 hours if it's Brom, typically the viewership starts to drop off a little bit. People get tired of watching. And as an on-demand video, people often say 3 hours is a lot to watch back on replay. I don't know if I can watch it. And I get it. I understand. I'm not necessarily suggesting that I would sit and watch a 3-hour stream as a video on demand. So this is something that I'm quite interested in, because I want it to be fast without being too quick, if that makes sense. And that sounds really weird. I still want it to be an investment. I still want it to be something that I stand there and I go to something to enjoy playing a game, and it is an event rather than it's a 10-minute thing. I don't want it to be a 10-minute thing. But how much will they improve it? Well, we'll see. We've listened to your feedback and have taken on board all the suggestions we've received since the launch of 9th edition. One thing that repeatedly came up was a number of different books you currently need to reference whilst playing. Thankfully, the days of flicking through multiple books to find the one rule you need are now over. Data cards for your faction now contain all the information you need to play the game at your fingertips. One core design philosophy has governed all of the changes. Simplified, not simple. It's an important distinction, people, because so many people go, I want complexity, I need complexity, I can't have it just to be too simple. Read that. Simplified, not simple. Stop panicking, right? All the rules for your army are now contained exclusively on a single double-page spread. There are also far fewer stratagems, relics, and special rules to keep track of. Universal special rules are back in the game. It doesn't matter if you're making a dimensional translocation or preparing death from below. It's all deep strike now. That's a good change. That's something they should have done. Something that I kind of liked in 8th edition, and they just made it too heavy. There was too much of it. Core stratagems are also much more reactive in the new edition. This means there's less waiting around during your opponent's turn and plenty more opportunities to attack and defend, even when your opponent is making their moves. So this is something that sort of comes from Heresy and has been very positively received. The fact that in Heresy, in your opponent's turn, you have options to do things. They're called reactions in Heresy. We're talking about them being essentially stratagems in 40k, is something that's gone down very, very well. It means that you are able to interact during your opponent's turn, which is very good. It's very, very impressive, okay? So sounds like it'll be quicker, it'll be easier, all positive so far.
Vash to his own codex or in Chaos Book?
Probably and Chaos Book, I would guess, Will, if I'm honest with you. I don't see why they would bring out his own codex. Oh, we're getting a dribble.
I thought you were taking the night off.
I never take a night off, Paul. You know that. How easy is it to get into the game? Thank you for the donation, by the way. We know that not everyone has a full evening to spare playing the game or has a 2,000-point army ready to rock, which is why we're introducing the Combat Patrol format. You and your friends can each grab one Combat Patrol box, download a set of rules that balances your chosen force against any other Combat Patrol box, and you'll have enough to play a quick, satisfying game against each other straight away. It's a game mode designed to allow new players to get started right away with any faction in the game, or for experienced players who want to try a new force without feeling they have to get a huge army. One Combat Patrol box and go? That's a great idea. Right, that's a really good idea. How are Combat Patrols balanced? Combat Patrol is the new mode for Warhammer 40,000. It pits the contents of one Combat Patrol box against another, and it's a fantastic way to begin playing. How have the Warhammer Design Studio managed to balance different boxes against each other with great ingenuity? This really is a silky smooth way to dip your toes into the 41st millennium. Notice they haven't told us. We'll have a lot more on this new way to play in coming articles, including a deeper explanation of how balance is achieved among such disparate forces. It's interesting because if you look at Combat Patrol boxes, you would sometimes suggest that they are wildly different in terms of strength and power. So I am interested to see how they balance this without necessarily completely changing the rules, because if it's a completely different way of playing and the whole rules are different, this could be a flop. If it isn't, if the core rules are the same and the basic way the army works is the same as for Big Boy 40k, this could be an absolute winner to get people in. Amazing. Right. Will my collection and codexes be compatible? Your miniatures aren't going anywhere. And, I mean, interestingly, there is a picture of lots of Space Marines in front of us, and some of them are Firstborn? Some of them are Firstborn, right? So hopefully this is probably indicating they're not going to get rid of Firstborn. And we'll have plenty more to say about what codexes will look like early next week. Rest assured, you won't be wanting for options in the new edition. Again, simplified, not simple. Still lots of flavour. Are universal special rules returning? Something I'm excited about. We saw twin linked on the Termagant datasheet during the Adepticon reveal, and Joe and I said this is an indication potentially that universal special rules are returning. The short answer is yes. Ultimately, the Warhammer Design Studio decided that having the same special rule under a dozen or more separate faction names had become a bit of a barrier to the smooth running of the game. No shit. Not least because many players simply refer to them as a single name anyway, such as Deep Strike and Feel No Pain. Yes. I mean, we did that in 8th edition. They should have learnt then, to be fair. But it's a good news thing that universal special rules are coming in, so you don't have to worry about 16 different names for the one rule and going, hang on, what does it mean? They're all the same rule. And what that normally means is, by having the same named rule in the codex or the index...
Harlequins is a simple army with only a few rules and ignores many other rules. However, they are by no means a simple army to play. I look forward to 10th.
Simplified, not simple, Jay. Exactly. I look forward to it as well, right? So what this means is if you have a rule on your datasheet, it will refer to a rule in the main rule book. The other thing that does also mean, this is another reason why I'm so positive about it, is that one rule that it will be referred to will have one written explanation as to how it works. No longer will we have 10 different versions of the same rule that might be written slightly differently and therefore add questions as to how they might interact with one another or how one might supersede the other. Okay? Do vehicle and monster profiles still degrade as they take damage? More or less, though the mechanic has been streamlined. Instead of 3 separate profiles, there's a single line on each unit card that still acts like this and explains any penalties incurred when a certain wound threshold is reached. More on this soon. Hoping this is super simple. It's easy in going, which wound bracket am I in? Potentially, if they do it right. I'm excited for that. What is the OC stat? OC stands for Objective Control. It is a measure of how good a unit is at holding contested objectives. The confusing days of objectives secured are gone, and we'll have more on how the new rule works very soon. Okay, there we go. Sign up to the newsletter. That's about that. That's the FAQ they released today. I think most of that is not stuff that we were completely unaware of. I think most of us probably saw a load of those as being things already. Like, I didn't think we needed the FAQ, and actually the FAQ is quite woolly on the whole. So there's lots of more on it soon. Keep an eye on the newsletter.
As long as I don't have to worry about Angron getting thrown across the board turn 1 by Death Company, I'll be happy.
I think. Well, I mean, they've alluded to things being like toughness 11 and stuff. This isn't going well, darling.
Without playtesters, I'm worried who's actually tried this out.
Say people that tried out the Votan Codex, Tim. What could go wrong? I mean, it's very cold.
Rub it. Rub the bottle. Warm the bottle up.
Oh, the bottle. It's not that kind of stream loose.
No,
all right?
it's not only Thanes.
It's not the only things, correct. In the meantime, thank you to... Where do we get to? We got there. Thank you to Evil Badger for being an attention seeker, gifting a membership. Annie Dickens for being an attention seeker, gifting a membership. Thank you, you beautiful people. This was on 10 already. You're heroes. Love you. Love you, love you, love you. So what do we think, people? I don't feel like this is actually giving us any new information strictly. I feel like this is predominantly just giving stuff we already knew. The big thing I really want to draw people's attention to is simplified, not simple. I mean, I've said it like 4 times already. And I feel like Universal Special Rules is case in point, right? So Universal Special Rules, simplified, not simple, basically meaning that it doesn't mean you're going to have necessarily less rules for that unit, but it's going to refer you to a single place that will give you a rule, and it'll be simple to understand. So if it says you have Deep Strike is Deep Strike, and there's only one way you can work out.
Universal special rules were introduced in 5th and the terms we use are from them.
Yes. Yeah, well, I mean, I started playing probably properly in 5th. I had played previously to 5th, but I had probably started playing properly in 5th, played 6th, played 7th, right? And I have... When 8th edition came out and they removed Universal Special Rules, I kind of liked it. I'll confess. To start with, I kind of liked it. I was like, okay. So what they're going to do is add narrative flavour to all these rules. And I'm a narrative person, right? So in the end, logically, you go, okay, instead of just saying that a Morlock has Deep Strike, it burrows from the deep, narratively makes sense to me. The problem is that when you realise that every single codex has access to a Deep Strike capability, and therefore you've got 18 different versions of Deep Strike, it's kind of messy, right? It's kind of a bit all over the place. What they should have done is said, burrow from the deep, which is the narrative piece. This confers Deep Strike. That's what they should have done. And that's what I'm hoping they do on this occasion. Burrow from the deep is still the narrative wording for what the Morlock can do, but actually it just confers Deep Strike, which you check out in the main rulebook. Now, I'm going to add a caveat. I'm very excited for Universal Special Rules, but I am going to add a caveat. Heresy has Universal Special Rules, and they fucked it up there big time. Okay? So the reason why they fucked it up there big time is they have a big core area of Universal Special Rules.
I really hope they got rid of re-rolls. That would speed up a lot of the gameplay.
I have a theory behind that, Omino Jacko. I'll explain in just a moment, right? So, Universal Special Rules in Heresy, why have they ruined it? Well, they have a huge portion of Universal Special Rules in the main rulebook. When I first read them, I was happy. I thought, this is great. This looks amazing. Perfect. I'm happy. And then they released the Heretic book and they released the Loyalist book, and each of them also had their own section of Universal Special Rules. Well, they're not universal, are they? If they're not available to everyone, they then become faction-specific rules. And then a data sheet for a particular unit would refer to, say, 6 USRs, and some of them might be in the Heretic book, and some of them might be in the rule book, but they didn't actually tell you which book that particular Universal Special Rule was in, and so it became an absolute nightmare flicking through 2 massively, massively thick books just to try and find the relevant Universal Special Rule it was trying to refer to. And so what I'm hoping is they don't do it that way. They actually need to go back to how it was in 7th edition and 6th edition and 5th edition for USRs. The only place you find them is in one area of the main rule book, and that's it. That's what all Universal Special Rules are. If there's anything different, it's written on the data sheet. That's how they should do it, in my opinion. Right? Good. In terms of rerolls, Mr. Jacko, they did showcase Spine Fists on the Termagant data sheet had a rule called Twin Linked. Now, depending on how far they've looked back, depending on whether they have in fact looked back at 7th edition and previously, Twin Linked used to be one of the only ways that you could confer any kind of rerolls.
For the hair fund, you baldy coots. Thanks,
Scott. So the only the only way that you could get rerolls previously was via Twin Linked. Okay? And now Twin Linked is on the data sheet again. I'm hoping what that means is they've gone back to that being the only way you can get rerolls again. Is what I'm hoping. Personally. Because I really I was using it last night. So I was using reroll all hits, reroll all wounds on my Dire Avengers last night. I really hate it. Now, it could be argued that if you have those kinds of rules available to you and you don't use them, you are just essentially nerfing yourself. You're putting yourself at a disadvantage. So I do use them. What I typically try and do, and if you look at most of the armies that I run, you will realise this, I almost never make use of reroll auras. Almost never. Reroll hits and wounds is just from an aura. It's just something I just don't do. I hate it. I really, really hate it. I feel like it's a little bit more kind of rewarding in Eldar simply because it's a couple of psychic powers that you have to cast, and therefore it's not just a thing that you go, command phase, you reroll hits, you get obsec, you do this, you do... So I want them to get rid of all those rerolls as well, to be fair, Mr. Jacko. I'm with you on that one, right? Twin Link for the Eradicate Lehman Rush might actually make it viable. 100. And see, there's a lot of things they can do with it as well, right? Yeah, there's a lot of things they can do with it.
10th ed could be great, could be crap. It's 40k Christmas Eve. No point worrying whether the big day will live up to expectations until it arrives.
I mean, that's very true as well, Mr. Veeks, right? That's very true. We can speculate, and they're not going to give away... They're not going to give everything out on the first date. They're going to make sure they slowly but surely bring out all of these rules and stuff and things over the coming months, probably 3 months plus. We're not going to get to understand them all straight away. We're not going to be showing them all straight away. We can speculate, and my positivity can grow or reduce depending on what they show us and how they gently bring things out. And they might bring something out and the positivity goes up, and we get more excited. And then they might say something and the positivity might come down a little bit, right? And they might become slightly less excited. Obviously, their marketing team will be working incredibly hard to make sure it does nothing but raise positivity and grow the hype. That's exactly what the marketing team are going to be doing all the time, okay? I mean, that's just a given. We can expect that. They're a marketing team. It's literally their job, okay? However, I'm very positive from what we've seen so far. Conscious of what I've just said, I'm very positive of what I've seen so far. In fact, today, I actually built Azrael and got him ready for priming because I'm so excited about what's coming. So, you know, I mean, I know that I've done that a lot in the past, so it doesn't say a lot, but we'll see. We'll see. Bring back character joining units. Yeah, I want that as well. I want morale to be meaningful, especially when spooky boys affect it. Yes, agree. And certain things should just ignore it as well, Ryan, right? Ultimately, yes, I'm a Night Lords player. Of course, that's why you want morale to be a thing. You're awfully quiet over there.
Yeah, I've just been going through my Instagram. I last logged on to it years ago. I'm here. I'm in the room.
I forgot you even had it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It logged me straight in though, so I don't know. Should I be concerned that I didn't?
Good
have
old
my
Google
password
passwords.
in? Oh, okay. There we go.
Yeah, you're fine. I hope you are doing good, says Colonel to Laura. Please talk some sense to Luce for us to encourage him to take the night off. Look, I'm going to do a shorter one tonight because I'm not feeling very well, actually, and I want to get a good night's sleep.
Do you think you could be even more positive? Smiley face.
I could be even more positive, yes, I reckon. Look, this is good. I've been kind of moany over the last couple of months about things that they've been doing. And like I've always said to you people as an audience, I will only ever give an honest opinion as to what I think. So I won't force myself to be positive for the sake of it, but I also won't force myself to be negative for clicks and likes. It doesn't make any sense. So I'm only ever going to give my honest opinion. And right now, that opinion is really, really positive, but it has been quite negative in the past. And I specifically the last few months, some of the things they've been doing, some of the things they've been releasing, the way they've been releasing it is quite negative. We can add a negative spin to this. We can say we feel very sorry for World Eaters players and Guard players who have waited so long for codexes and are barely going to get any time to play with it. But if we take the collective whole, if we don't look at individual cases and we take the collective whole and the state of the game right now, the game that my livelihood and business is built on, and we look at it, and I think it's actually, personally, I think it's a hot mess. And I think it needs fixing. And there's loads of things we can do to try and fix the current version, but arguably just wiping the slate clean and starting again is what's needed. Now, I don't typically want to see them do this every 6 years. I don't want every single time we skip a second edition, so we have 2 editions and we have another complete reset, 2 editions, another complete reset. I don't want to do that. But I do think that we're in a place where that reset is currently needed. And so it's a fresh sandbox. It's a fresh way of playing. It's a fresh way of learning. And if what they had released had looked to me like it was going to be a complete hot mess again, I'd actually be quite down again about it. But everything at the moment looks like we've all been asked. Like, I've sat here with you guys for ages. We've talked about what they could do about codexes, how they could simplify the rules. And we've talked about having things like data cards that you can put into a Filofax type thing. So when you go to an event, you don't have to take all the data sheets that you don't need. Well, they're doing that. They're bringing that out. We've talked about them being able to get hold of the rules digitally. Well, they said they're doing that, and they're bringing them out. We've talked about the game being less lethal and things being less killy, so you don't necessarily get to pick up your opponent's army in the first turn. Well, they said they're doing that and they're bringing that out. We've talked about going back to universal special rules because we're sick and fed up of the same rule being written 15 different times under 15 different explanations with 50 different interpretations, and that's messy. Well, they're doing that as well. They're bringing that. Like, everything we've been asking for, the stream entitled yesterday, GW listened to everything we said, was entitled that way because it kind of feels like everything we've been talking about, me and Joe and us guys, like you as an audience, they've listened to all of it. Now, I'm not a person who's just going to find a reason to be negative for the sake of it. And if we don't reward it when they do the things we want them to do, they won't keep doing the things we want them to do. Positive reinforcement, right? It's we're Pavlovian conditioning Games Workshop is what we're doing. They do a good job. We reward them. We praise them. We tell them they're doing a good job. And what they've shown us so far sounds immensely positive to me, personally.
Why does that have to be some kind of conditioning? Why can't that just be people being nice?
Well, of course, but what I'm saying is, if Games Workshop did something we all loved and we slapped them on the nose for it, well, they won't do that again.
Why would you anyway?
Exactly.
They've done something
because
you
some
love.
because some people out there are being immensely negative about the things that the community on the whole has been asking for. Some people just will find a reason to hate on them. Some people are just finding a reason to hate the corporate monster, despite the fact that it's the hobby that they play. It's really weird. It's a really toxic and poisonous place to be. And there's certain channels that actually lean into it as well. They lean into the toxicity because it gets views, it gets clicks, right? The negativity that I've been on lately has been genuine opinions.
I hated hits on 2's rerolling ones because that's 100% hits. There's no dice roll game in that, which is why I play this game.
100%. So even CP rerolls, right, which I don't think will go away, unfortunately, but even CP rerolls remove some of those really epic moments from the game where a last gun takes down a Demon Primarch, for example, which I'm not entirely sure it should, but when it does happen, it's an epic moment until the Demon Primarch goes, I'm just going to reroll my 2+ save. Oh, look, I survived. So I agree with you, Steady Breck, exactly. But so what I was talking about, Lisa, is I have been a bit negative lately about some of what they've been doing, but that's a genuine opinion. But that's not because it gets clicks and likes. That's because it's my opinion, and I'm going to give you my opinion. Some people will fall into that spiral of constantly and consistently being negative and giving a negative opinion simply because it gets the clicks and likes. So Games Workshop or whatever product it is they're supporting can do something wildly positive, and they'll find a way to criticize. We're never going to be those people. We're never going to be those people. What they've done looks amazing. So I think if we don't, when they do something, which is what we've all, well, I say we've all, what the majority of us have been asking for, if we don't go, good job, I'm fucking excited, then why would they keep trying to please? I mean, they're obviously going to keep trying to please their audience because they make money out of it. But you see what I'm saying, right? Mm-hmm. You should have seen my daughter's face of surprise when she saw you without hair. She was in shock. I think it's handsome.
All that matters is if you like it.
Oh, I do.
There you go.
It's much easier in the shower, honestly. Games Workshop are earning more money than ever, which is also a good thing, right? Because if they earn more money than ever before, then they logically put it into things like people are going to hate me for this, shareholders, but back into product development as well. And if you keep your shareholders happy, your funding stays high. And if your funding stays high, you continue to put money into product development. Basic business, right? Gaz says, I am never negative. Every time I get on the scales, I'm even more positive.
Oh, I get it. Well done.
Yep, I'm with you on that one, mate. Don't you worry.
Don says, I wonder if they will release a data slate pack for Forge World units.
I mean, I would imagine they would have to, wouldn't they? Like
So
the Imperial
is-
Armor Compendium.
Is Forge World part of Games Workshop?
Forge World is owned by Games Workshop, yes.
Right, okay.
Forge World is essentially a subsidiary of Games Workshop, I believe.
I thought they were a company that were, as I say this out loud, I realise I can't do it, but I thought they were a company that made their models without the license. I don't know why I thought that was a business, a sustainable business, but
What do you mean?
like,
Like you thought Forge World was a completely different company?
yeah,
No.
yeah, because
You've been to Warhammer World. Forge World has a shop inside Warhammer World.
yeah, do the Games Workshop high street shops sell Forge World?
No.
I think that's why I think that.
The only place you can get Forge World, as far as I'm aware, in the UK is at Warhammer World. I believe the shop in Tottenham Court Road sells Forge World, which is in London, and online.
That'll be why I thought I don't know. As I say it out loud, it's ridiculous. But I thought they were.
So Forge World's like model turnover, the amount they sell, is significantly lower than than Games Workshop's.
Okay.
They just sell less. So to have that networking capital tied up in multiple satellite stores across the...
Why do people insist Lion looks like Tywin when he's clearly modelled after Sir Davos? Why doesn't anyone see this, and why does it bother me so much?
Kermit, I saw it on Facebook literally earlier today, and I was like, actually, I think you're right. He's definitely more Sir Davos than he is Tywin Lannister.
I don't think GW want to make a game that make people angry. The writers are gamers like us. It just takes an age for course correction.
Correct. It's not the writers that are the problem necessarily. It's the management who might not be gamers, right?
I would like to have some Dark Angels, but on the table they are the opposite of a Knight Army. Hope for 10th to fix Space Marines game.
I really hope 10th fix the Space Marines go and play Lorenzo, both Chaos and Loyalists as well. I agree. Jesus, people.
We love your honesty. One of the reasons we watch.
Thanks, James. Love you too. Thank you so much, Links, for gifting a single membership, getting us up to that mighty 11. Come on, James. I'm waiting for yours as well. Here it comes.
GW has seemingly tackled a lot of issues people had with current edition. Hopefully they make strats single use. Would also be nice if GW did more to tackle wild prices from scalped models, like having more stock on releases.
Yeah. Or limiting people to buying one box for a special edition box, James, is where I would probably go with it as well, to be fair, mate. In terms of strats that are single use, I'm not sure that's going to be such a problem if they're significantly reducing the amount available to an army. So I liked the idea of one-use strats. In fact, I still really like the idea of one-use strats, and I wouldn't be against that. Like, imagine saying, here's your 6 strats, here's your pool of strats in the rulebook. You can use all of them. You can use every single one, but you can only use each one once, and that's all you can do. You can only use each one once. Like, I'd be very positive for that. That's what I would like to see. But I don't think that's what they do. I think they'll keep a CP system. How that CP system works is probably going to be very, very different, but I think they will keep one. Rob says, London 1 does, on Tottenham Court Road, often better stock than Nottingham. Yeah, I've heard that as well, actually.
So I think I thought that Forge World started off making models without the license and then became quite big, and then Games Workshop thought it's better to get them on side than to shut them down, and that's how nobody's been shut down.
It is interesting. I mean,
I don't know where I got that from.
I'm aware that you're coming from essentially a complete non-gamer's perspective, but it is interesting where you go in terms of what you think and how you think it works. Because me personally, I think the whole Forge World thing, as it currently exists, I've got beer all over my Azrael instructions. I think the whole Forge World thing is a mess that needs fixing, and I think personally they should just get rid of Forge World and shut it down. They should just consume it into big Games Workshop, and it should just be Games Workshop. Because even the way the websites work, they're completely separate. You can't.
Right.
There's not an easy way of linking straight into Forge World from the Games Workshop website.
Nothing to say. Have a tenner.
Love you, Alex. Thank you. So if you go on the Games Workshop website, across the top of Games Workshop's website, they've got a number of tabs. New and exclusive, Age of Sigmar, 40k, Horus Heresy, Middle-earth, Black Library, Painting and Modelling, Bots, Gifts, Warhammer Community. I don't understand, considering Forge World is a big subsidiary of theirs that sell a lot of resin that's theirs, why they haven't got a Forge World button, for example.
Yeah.
So if you click on Warhammer the Horus Heresy, which is typically what most of us used to go into for Forge World, and let's go into unit type, and let's go into characters. And here I have found Character Series Magnus, who I know is a Forge World model. If I click on him, it still allows me to add him to cart via the Games Workshop website. It doesn't take me to Forge World.
Did you announce the transformation winners yet?
I haven't yet, Mr. the Rambo. I haven't yet. I will. I got distracted by other things.
We've had a busy week.
We've had a very busy week. I will, though. Thank you for reminding me. You're a hero.
I'm really positive about the changes, but the lion looks like a spunky chap sucking a lozenge helmet on for me. It's a great 40k day.
That's very descriptive.
I am barehead and hood, Kai. That's the side that I'm on. That's the side that I'm on. This is almost worth a poll, but I'm on barehead and hood.
What are you saying?
What do you mean?
What's a bare head and hood?
No helmet with a hood up.
Oh, not like a bear, like
no,
a bear.
Not like
Like,
Chat can't see that, but not like a bear. No. That's not what it's like. That's not that kind of bear head. No.
Well, there was a lion. I was promised a lion, and it's not actually a lion. And then you said a bear, and I thought maybe now there's an animal. No, there's still no animals.
You couldn't see that, chat. That was beautiful for a moment. Thank you so much, Bobby Hopper, for gifting 5 of the Finest memberships. You're amazing. I love you. Thank you so much. You're a hero. What a legend. What a legend. That's what I heard. Did you know ForgeWild is a link at the bottom of every GW page? No one looks at the bottom of web pages, Gaz. It's wasted real estate. No one looks there. No one looks there. I want the helmet and hood, but for other models, says Scorpio. Oh, really? You're wrong. Hood and helmet. No, Bearhead helmet. The hood and helmet is a stupid model. The reason why the hood and helmet is a stupid model is if you take the hood back, the helmet's got these giant fucking metal pointy ears. So where do they go when the hood's up? Joe said to me yesterday, oh, they fold away. I've had a detailed look at that head with the wings on. They do not fold away.
The ears fold away?
No, they don't. They can't do. Big solid fucking metal ears that stick up.
What if they're like dog's ears that they sort of flop over at the top?
No.
Is that your tummy?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh dear.
You're gonna have to entertain chat in a minute as I run to the toilet, I think.
Oh, crying out loud.
Forge World have beautiful models, but with the prices and the quality I can't understand why people throw money at them.
Agree. Strongly agree. Like, they make a lot of money for a website that doesn't do a great job, ultimately. So, right, people. Let's solve this problem. Not solve this problem, but let's have a conversation here, right? This is an important conversation that we need to have. Where is the... I need to go to bed soon, so I feel very unwell.
Shall we just do...
I'm doing till 10:30.
Yeah, we'll just do...
So I feel very unwell.
1 hour. 1 hour.
1 hour. Right, okay, here's a perfect example. Right, you lunatics. Here it is, 3 of the 4 available heads, okay? Tell me how that hood goes over those fucking ears. You tell me. Doesn't make any sense.
I'm still waiting. I think our delay's gotten longer.
You can see it now?
No.
Oh, it's showing up on mine.
No. Still you. Still you. It used to be a 40-second delay.
Did it?
Yeah. It's not 40 seconds anymore.
We're actually going to pour this beer away as well, I think.
Oh my God, you are ill.
I know.
Oh, okay, now it's up. So what are we talking about?
So there's a helmet and a hood on the left-hand side as you look at
Yeah.
the screen, and there's a helmet on the right-hand side. They're the same helmet. How's that hood working?
Maybe it's like when, maybe they like fold down.
Where? Look at the
like-
fucking size of them.
Like windscreen wiper type thing. Boop, 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 boop. Maybe that's what they do.
The helmet and the hood looks incredibly cool, chat, right? I'm not arguing that it looks incredibly cool. But it doesn't make sense compared to the helmet with the wings on.
Do a poll and call it a night at the end of the poll. You sound exhausted, brother.
Okay, so
Maybe they like fold back and then behind.
what's actually going on isn't exhaustion necessarily.
How does he go through doors?
Very carefully.
So it's not exhaustion that's my problem right now. My problem is that there's a little bug in the house from the children. My youngest had it Wednesday, Thursday. My eldest had it today.
The lion looks like Don Quixote to me. It's going to sell in Spain and Latin America well.
I think he looks incredible. I think he looks absolutely incredible.
Iron Man helmet style, grimacing face.
No. It's wrong. Right? Wrong. Gaz says, how small are a seagull's wings when folded? Depends on the seagull. Some of them down here, they're like fucking albatrosses.
Could be 2 different helmets.
I mean, it could be. I still think the bear head is just too cool, though, to be fair.
Speaking of seagulls, me and James watched a man get chased by a seagull the other day at a bus stop.
As a purely cosmetic piece, I think the hood is fine. It looks cool, good enough for me.
No, 100% it looks cool, chat. I'm not arguing that it doesn't look cool. It looks fucking super cool. Like the helmet and hood is one of the ones I was tempted by, but I actually, with Primarchs, I don't know why I kind of like the bare head aesthetic on a Primarch. Because the thing is, to some extent, when you put the helmet on, it could be anyone, right? It could be anyone. So, but yeah, to be fair, this isn't exhaustion. I actually had an afternoon nap today. It was lovely. This isn't exhaustion. This is a little bug going through the house. And when I scheduled the stream this morning, once I'd had my little mild anxiety attack that I'm not streaming and I should because it's a Friday night, and Lucy's like, let's just do it anyway. I wasn't feeling rough then. This has come on since 4:30. That's how... And I reckon by the time I wake up in the morning, I'll be fine again. So.
And then you get to go to the GT, and then I come down with the bug with no support and 2 kids that are now full of beans.
He looks like the Lorax. Helmet all the way, I can't unsee it, but generally very cool.
It's, you're fine, you've got the digital parents to help you out.
Not the same, though.
I mean, all you did today was make him a sandwich.
Hood is bag of holding.
So mean.
Who playing next week?
Who's playing next week? Pass. I think Tuesday's me and Joe. I think Thursday is Eddie and someone.
So I'm decking on Tuesday?
At the moment, yes.
Yeah, okay.
As long as... Well, like,
All my Space Wolves have unique heads. That's 60 models. That's my thing. So bare heads are absolutely needed. It shows character and personality.
100% it does as well. There is, however, a...
Since when have GW cared about how it works as long as they get our money?
I mean, as long as they keep making models like the Lion, they can keep taking my money, quite frankly, as well. Don, because it's beautiful. Oh my god, Imperium Peregrinium. Got it. Thanks for the donation, man. You're a hero. I don't know if you wanted to say anything, but thank you. You legend. I've got all these super chats coming through. So what I was about to say was, oh my god.
Different helmet, as with a winged helm. He doesn't have the halo.
He doesn't have the halo with a winged helm. I actually really like the winged helm, though. The problem is all the heads are cool. That's the problem, right?
Maybe you paint 2 and you...
Maybe the winged one is only ceremonial, like the ones the Night Lords have. It was in one of the Night Lords trilogy books.
If you guys could keep doing this, she does the stream for me, and I can just chill out a bit.
Problem with these awesome minis is they're fast outpacing my painting abilities, meaning I don't want to waste money to make them look shit-high.
The only way you get better, Carl, is by keep practicing, and I'm sure you can get better, my friend. I get what you mean. I'm dreading painting Azrael. I haven't painted a Dark Angel in some years, but I'm also excited.
Is Azrael a pop culture reference?
Azrael, Belial, Samael, Ezekiel, all the ones from Dark Angels.
All right, the line is old news already. How soon do you think we get Fulgrim and updated Emperor's Children? But no, me and the Lion is cool.
Do bring it. If you've watched Valrak, he's already talking about the wolf coming back. He's already talking about Russ.
Anyone else think they've only woke the Lion up cause girly man moodles have stopped selling? As to DEEs.
I mean, it's possible. I've always hated that Gullyman model, though, to be fair, as well. James Hobbs, you are a classy man.
Personally, I have a hood over my helmet.
But not everyone does, mate.
I like how much I know about James. I feel like the next time I look him in the eye, I really know him.
I'm planning to magnetize all of the heads and use them as wound tracker.
Oh, I like that. That's cool. That's a cool idea. I like that idea. Thank you for the donation, people. You're awesome. What I was saying was, over the last week, chat have been incredibly generous. And I don't know if this is the new norm. I mean, I'm kind of hoping it's the new norm, but I don't know if it is the new norm. If it is the new norm, I could take next week off at this rate. Like the whole week.
So we had a smidge of an anxiety problem with just one stream off. See where I'm going with this?
I mean, it's probably not going to happen.
Perhaps we need to start addressing the anxiety, babe. Maybe.
The wings give me solid Polish winged hussar vibes. It's just let's go and take care of business vibe. Angron takes a moment to calm his bladder before facing the Lion wearing that.
I think the winged helm is super cool, by the way.
The only thing I'm worried about is the psychic ability changes.
Oh, really? Why though? I'm interested as to why you're worried about those changes because I think they're going to be better. Yeah, so I was torn today. I was building Azrael ready for priming, like I said. And so one of the things I've done is make his head, and you'll notice I've picked the. Oh, you won't notice. But you will be able to tell. I've picked the hood head. The hooded head is what I've gone for here. Has that moved? Other side.
Just because SH. Dante happens. Keep well, guys.
Dante, poor old Dante. He's got no love at the moment, is he?
You can't look James in the eye. He has a hood.
True. It's true. Right. I've got to see you tomorrow, James. Now I'm just gonna be worrying about your penis. If you're looking me in the eye, something has gone wrong, says James. Well, yeah, I mean, ultimately. Everyone needs a good loose. I'm glad I have mine, says Jay. Thank you. I play Grey Knights. Okay.
Do it, mate. At least give yourself a few days off.
I mean, ultimately, if I took time off, I wouldn't be taking time off. I'd just do the Call of Duty streaming for a bit instead. But that is my time off.
See?
We need to get to 4,000 watch hours. It's a slog right now.
You're making
Not for the taking some time have found.
I think you mean fun, but thank you, Dropkin. You're a legend, and I appreciate you. Don't forget, people, you can also gift memberships. Just saying, just throwing it out there, right? We're at a record number of high members right now because you guys have been so generous. So I'm very pleased and I'm very proud, and I thank you very, very much. And I'm hoping all you people that have been gifting memberships and have got green names because of someone else's generosity are making use of those gifted memberships. And I hope you're going to get yourself in the Great Hall Discord server, start hanging out in voice chat, start talking to people, start socializing, because they are in, like, the channel isn't me. The channel is you people, and it's our community. And it's a community of incredible people, right? Incredible people. I'm so blown away by that Discord server. Essentially, I mean, I'm in there most days saying something. I think Luce knows when I'm awake in the morning because she'll see me in Discord.
Yeah.
But
I check Discord now. I used to check WhatsApp, you know, when it says last active
last seen,
yeah. And now I check Discord and I go, oh, good, he's up. I can make noise now.
Yeah. But actually, I don't even need to be in there. It runs itself. It's such an amazing group of people. So you're amazing, right? I'm a bit scared of your Discord, says Puppers. Why?
Yeah.
It's an amazing place. It's an amazing place.
I'm pretty sure I've seen you in there, Poppers.
No, you have?
Yeah.
Yeah, I meant a good partner to take care of us, says Jay. Right, okay. I wondered what you meant. I'm joking. But you're right. Lucy's been incredible the last week. I think I said thank you to you this morning, actually, for the last week.
Yeah. The other 14 years I've been a bag of shit, but this last week,
Other 14
top shelf.
Yeah, other 14 years, absolute nonsense. I don't know why I bothered, quite frankly. Actually, that's a lie. The first couple of years were quite good. That's why we got married, and then it just went downhill.
Went downhill there.
I didn't even try after that.
No.
No.
No, I haven't bought a razor in years.
You should see her tonight, chat. She sat there with a fucking t-shirt on her head. Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
No, I will tell you for why. Because my curly hair's coming back in.
Huge alternate heresy fan. Cannot wait to see various takes on Traitor Lion. Think he'd be a great Abaddon or Magnus Proxy depending on which heresy.
Oh, Magnus Proxy could be quite interesting. Thank you for the donations. It's 25-year legend. Love you.
If he not wearing his helmet, where is it?
The little watcher carries it, doesn't he? If he's not wearing his helmet, the little watcher's got it on his hands. The little watchers in the dark that prove that Dark Angels are heretics. Just saying. Just saying. Sarduka, thank you so much for upgrading your membership and then gifting 10 of the finest Dempsey memberships. You're a legend. Thank you so much. Look at all you people snaffling up free memberships. Come and join us in the Great Hall server. You're amazing. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. You legend. You legend. 10-minute warning, guys, says for the fact.
Dark Angel Army if they do an upgrade sprue.
I mean, they do an upgrade sprue already, don't they, for Primaris? What for, though, Darren? What upgrade sprue for what? There's already a Primaris upgrade sprue. It's not amazing. The thing is with me, right, I actually really love the characters. So I like Ezekiel, I like Belial, I like Samael. I want to see them Primarisified now, but then I want to see upscaled. Ravenwing, this is my problem. I love Dark Angels, but it's all Firstborn, and now it just doesn't quite stand up. I feel like it needs a bit of a tweak now to bring it in line with the Primaris range. And if you look at those new... I mean, like, I've got Deathwing Terminators in this box from the Vashtor box, and I'm like, do I build them Or do I wait for these new Terminators on the off chance that either A, we get upscaled Deathwing, or B, I use the new kits with the Deathwing arms and try and kit bash true scale Deathwing? John De Silva says, I'm not allowed in the Discord after my wife found out Liam isn't actually a general. It's on you, mate.
Ian gets me. He says, curly girl method. My wife does it every time she washes her hair. Puts a t-shirt on her hair because it has to be a cotton t-shirt, because towels ruin your hair, and having babies ruins your hair, and your hair goes in 7-year cycles. So Ben nearly being 6 means my curly hair is just coming back in, and you're not having any more babies with me because you chopped your dick off. So now my curly hair can come back in and it can stay here.
Remember to like the video chat.
Thank you, Doombringer. I'll press the button like that.
And curly hair is a whole thing.
I noticed that you don't seem to, apparently, you don't seem to own any cotton t-shirts though.
No, they're all yours.
It's all different ones of my t-shirts on your head.
Yeah, well, you know.
Luce, you are on fire tonight. Well done.
Thank you, Ed. Somebody sees me. And
Somebody
Ian.
sees her. Yeah. Papa says, just go Liam style, Luce.
No, honestly, if anyone has a daughter or a wife or a sister that has curly hair, it's a whole thing. And you have to walk around the house with either like a microfiber towel as well. You can't use a towel because it fucks your hair up.
Oh my god. I need bed.
A better upgrade sprue with more winged helmets.
Yeah, I'm actually mildly worried. I've just been looking at Azrael's head. I don't know if I've actually sat it in the collar properly or not. And so I'm mildly concerned that it's not going to work once I put it into the model, and I'm going to have to then cut out the helmet and do that one anyway. But it's fine because I haven't built the Watcher on the off chance I fuck the face up. So if I fuck the face up and I have to put the helmet on, I can then build the Watcher with the sword scabbard. But if I don't fuck the face up and I do a good job, I can then build the Watcher with the helmet. And I want to build the Watcher with the helmet because that's classic Azrael, right? That's the one. Oh, he lost his whole member. No wonder the vasectomy hurt so bad.
The whole thing.
Whole thing gone.
I'm painting Deathwing Terminators as we speak. I reckon they'll still hold up.
I think they will. Excuse me. I think they will. I think they'll still hold up. I want them to still hold up to a point, but I also think true scale Deathwing.
Might take Lion's head from HH and put on new Lion. HH Lion is my favorite Primarch model. Speaking as a space wolf, hashtag no receding hairline.
Yes. The Heresy Lion, I actually went online to buy the Heresy Lion yesterday after the announcement, and then I saw the price, and then I instantly threw up a little bit. So I didn't buy them in the end. But that's what I was going to do. I was going to go and buy Heresy Lion as well and have both of them because I'm so hyped right now.
I prefer my models without heads.
That's an amazing super chat from a man called Henry VIII. That's classic. Thank you.
Luce, do you have your fact ready?
Yes, I do.
Is it a donated one?
No, it's a book one, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There's 20 digits in this number. How do I say that number?
Why don't you, your fact? You tell me.
No, I can't say that one.
Pick a different fact then.
Yeah.
Thank you, by the way. Thank you, Donald, for the donation. There's a few super chats from you tonight, man. You're a legend. I appreciate it. Henry VIII, thank you for your first ever super chat to the channel as well. I like it. YouTube now tells me every time someone sends a first super chat, it gives me a little button, a little icon thing, and says, celebrate the first super chat from Henry VIII.
We had a first super chat last night when I was on deck, but I didn't want to press it in case it did something. So I didn't.
No, you don't press it. It's just to let you know. This is the first of the, so what they're trying to do, this is all part of monetization of YouTube, right? Here we go, streamer techniques. What they do is they basically draw a lot of attention to the streamer that this is their first super chat. So you make a big deal about it, so they feel really good about it, so they do it again.
So no big red button.
There's no big red button. You can't. Like I can click it 20 times. It doesn't do anything.
Okay.
So you would have been fine, but you don't do it. It's simply the fact that YouTube saying to you, "Hey, they've done a thing. Make a big deal about it because they've done a thing."
Okay.
And it's the whole point of super chats and gifted memberships is we're supposed to make a big deal about it. That's why, and it's hard. And I've seen much bigger streamers than me that just flat couldn't do this. However, at the moment, I make sure I read out every single gifted membership, every single membership, and every single super chat.
I try when I'm on deck. I try because I'm trying to. I'm trying to hear for a tape measure, because when it's tape measure time, it's super chat time. And then if you mention CP, then I'm sort of, I feel like a stalker. I'm in the corner of the room, intensely staring at Liam with my hand on the mouse, like if he says CP, I need to go into Excel.
Producing's hard. Thank you, Steady Breck. Taxoparry, thank you so much for the comment. I won't read it out for obvious reasons. However, it will be closed soon. So your best bet, become a member here. Cancel that, become a member here. Best bet. There you go. Come and hang out with us here as well. But thank you for being a subscriber since the start. You're a legend. Like if the first 2 digits are 10, it would be 10 quintillion, says Drapkin.
Someone said pop it in here, so I am.
Into Google?
No, into chat, and they're gonna read it out for me. I think if you actually had this much money, I think you'd die an insane person, because nothing is a challenge anymore.
Why?
Because we all earn money to do the things we like to do, or just to pay the bills and hope to do the things we like to do. And if you have all that money, then what is the point in anything? Because you'll get it out your system, like you might buy a Ferrari, or you might go and buy an island or whatever, and then eventually, surely you'll just be sat on your end of your bed like, done it all.
Yeah.
Nothing is a challenge anymore.
Yes, and says, and yet you insult our single gifted member donators.
Attention.
I don't, yes, and I just bring more attention to you. I'm actually grateful for every gifted membership, and I think we probably all know that. Whether it's 1, 5, 10, 50, you're all amazing people, or 20 actually. You're all amazing people, and I'm very, 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 very grateful. Oh my God.
That's a massive number. If you had that much money.
Luce, have you ever had a cheesy gordita crew from Taco Bell?
I've never been to Taco Bell.
No.
We don't. Do we have these?
There's Taco Bell in the UK.
Oh.
I think there's like 2. I don't think there's many, but maybe I'm wrong. Super chat the fact, and the bot will read it out. Can you super chat?
No, it won't. You won't let me.
Well, she'll read it out for you.
Because every time I say, babe, can you help me put my card details in here so I can super chat? You go, oh my God, why are you super chatting? You could just tell me.
Well, I mean, yeah, because what you're doing, if you super chat, right, you're taking money that I've paid you, giving it to Google, who take 30%, back to me, who then has to pay income tax on it, for being able to give it to you.
There are true scale 3D print Termy legs on Etsy.
Ooh, that's interesting. So it doesn't make any sense, Luce.
Because I have to get pretty creative in how I want to punish you, Liam. That's why.
At that point, we're just giving Google money.
Exactly, I'm punishing you.
Which in turn's punishing you, you fucking lunatic. It doesn't make any sense.
But for the second that it punishes you, before I realise it then punishes me, it's delightful.
Blight Lord Emil says, we got 2 Taco Bells in Brighton. There you go. Family trip to Brighton for Taco Bell. Actually, whilst I'm feeling a bit queasy, we probably shouldn't talk about family trips to Taco Bell.
No.
Not the wisest of choices, right? Not the wisest of choices. Celebrate the first super chat from Sardorka 14. That can't be your first one. I've seen you super chat already. Or have you just gifted memberships? No, you've definitely super chatted in the past. How have you managed to get the bot to do that? Have you created another account? Saduka, thank you. You're a legend. I'm sure it will read it out in a minute. In the meantime, big shout out Nordost44 for the first gifted membership. You legend. Not first gifted membership, for the 1 gifted membership. Thank you so much. Hang on, because proving Eston's point. Thank you so much, Nordost. You're a hero. I love you dearly. Thank you for the 1 gifted membership. It means the world to us.
First round with World Eaters last weekend was against only tanks. Still had a ton of fun.
Good man. Good man, Kenneth. I'm glad you enjoy the World Eaters. They are so much fun right now. So much fun.
At Luce, I earn money for my blazing plastic crack and normal crack addiction.
I earn money for my blazing plastic crack and normal crack addiction. I know which one I think is more expensive.
I think I know which one you need help with as well.
The
plastic one.
Thank you for the tea, sister. Sarduka says that is in fact his first super chat. He's otherwise just gifted memberships. What a legend.
I feel like I've definitely seen
What a legend. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. I recognise your name so much, so you must have gifted tons of memberships.
I know this fact already.
So shush.
Thank you so much, Drapkin. You're a hero. Evan Bell, welcome to the channel. Welcome to join us at her City. That'll get you Discord access. Come and join us. I've super chatted. Boost my ego. Says chat to Master Tiberius. When you do, we will. Okay. Only then. Only then.
Gaz is guessing it.
Is he? I mean,
she's going to read it out. Very nice, Gaz.
Is it close? Is it the right number though?
Oh, I'm not. 43253 274 489 856 000. Yeah.
Oh, you must have just copied it. Papa says, Gaz, is blinks a euphemism?
Well, I hope not, because blink is over in less than a second. So
43 quintillion 252 quadrillion 3 trillion 274 billion 489 million 856,000 blinks since I was born.
right, okay. I'm not saying that number.
We are going to go straight to fact though, because I think I'm about to go and fucking chunder in the toilet. You ready?
Okay.
Right.
Play-Doh was originally used as wallpaper cleaner.
Where does the number come in?
No, that was the other one.
Oh, you've changed facts?
Yeah, I'm not reading that number out. I can't read that number. It's above my pay grade. I can't do it. I refuse.
And now everyone in chat is disappointed.
Well, no, because Drapkin knows it, so he can...
43 quintillion, 252 quadrillion, 3 trillion, 274 billion, 489 million, 856,000. Nailed it.
Rubik's Cube's colour configurations and only one solution. That's it. I'm circling it. I read it out. It counts.
That's teamwork. That's teamwork. Right, people, I am going to finish early because I have got an early start tomorrow and I am feeling rough as a badger's arsehole. Right?
Do you want sick bowl?
No, I might need it actually at this rate. I'm going to go and lie down and just try and be quiet and sit there. I mean, I have sipped a little bit of... I'm going to have to throw my cider away. It's open. I can't drink it. It's making me feel worse.
Is it like wine? If you put a spoon in the top of it, will it?
I mean, it's a £2 bottle of cider loose.
All right.
If I'm honest with you, I'm just probably going to...
All right, privileged.
No, it'll be flat. It'll be shit. It's not the same. It was a bad idea. It's a bad idea trying to drink it. Now people are now holding me here for a bit longer. Okay. Come on, Amy. Come on, we're on overtime now. This is a problem now. Now she's on overtime. She wants to be paid more. Someone promised her a job or knock. So
Yeah, just want to go slow now.
yeah. Might have to thumb down the stream because of the fact, says Don Don. Papa says, I'll have it, Liam. Save it for me. I will do. Yeah, okay. Understand that Taco Bell is not food. I've heard that as well, right? I've heard that as well.
There's a...
Boost my ego, feed my narcissism.
Thank you so much, chat to Master Tiberius, you legend, for the super chat. I love you. You're a hero. Thank you.
I've heard that Taco Bell has a reputation of if you've been constipated for a while.
Did you know humans have the same number of vertebrae as giraffes? 33.
Oh, that's cool.
It's probably better than a Play-Doh fact.
I liked my Play-Doh fact.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us, you beautiful, beautiful people. If you're at the Factorum tomorrow, I'm looking forward to hanging out with you as long as I get through tonight. It's going to be interesting. But thank you for hanging out with us. I'm sorry we're finishing early, but I feel awful, and I need to go to bed. Quite honestly. Oh,
$1 for a minute.
Thank you, Imperium Peregrinium, you legend. Thanks for the donations. You're amazing people. Come on, Dave. In euros. Is that even real money?
About her first game using Wii 9 Ted versus Wunkso's not too happy it's going to suck Argon versus Magus.
No, I think it'll be alright. It'll be interesting. I mean, you don't have much in the way of psychic defences, so as soon as you get some blood tithe points, get that feel no pain, that 5-up feel no pain against mortal wounds off as quick as you possibly can. And if you can get that off, you might be okay. I hope you enjoy it. I genuinely hope you really enjoy it, Dave. World Eaters are a super fun army to play. So I think you'll have some fun anyway, and use it as a learning experience. And don't worry, because 10th edition's coming. Anyway, that's it from us tonight. I am finishing it early because I am feeling terrible right now. I feel progressively worse as I've sat here, actually, to be fair, Lise. Slowly but surely, progressively worse. I think I'm just going to go to bed and you can just stroke my hair.
All right.
It's like sometimes...
Do you need to throw up or not?
I don't want to move right now, but there's more super chats coming through. People being selfish right now. I have to wait till she reads them out. We have to say thank you. Don't we? We have to say thank you to everybody.
Breathe in for 4, out for 6.
Ironically, Adrian's super chat is saying go to sleep whilst he's holding me here.
In for 4, Out for 6.
Thank you for the heart. It is 25 likes to 250. Go.
Good night, you beautiful people. Go to sleep.
Thank you, Adrian. Liam is breathing. Getting ready for his contractions.
I mean, there was no contractions earlier. It just fell out of me.
Oh, nice. I'm glad that's your chair you're sat in. I'm not cleaning that.
Oh, my God. Rob Paul says, hope you feel better soon. Luce, look after him.
All right.
There's only 18 likes to go before we're at 250. Can you stop fucking super chatting? I'm actually just going to turn it off in a minute. I'm actually just going to rage quit on you people. I was supposed to finish 7 minutes ago. Pack it in.
Or else you'll be on the naughty step.
Amy's on strike now as well.
Who?
Amy's on strike.
Oh, Amy.
Yeah, she's the one who reads it out. She sits just behind over there on a desk. On a desk.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, and every time a super chat comes through, Luce recognises it and hits this fucking great big drum. And then she's got to read it out. Streamer life, honestly. It's hard work.
Streamer life.
Hard work,
Shut
this streamer
up.
life. Where is Amy now? She's fucking timed out, isn't she? Thank you, Carl, for the sick face. That's helpful. Resident rum drink. I thought it was you that had to pack it in. It is.
Winning.
Cider will be fine though because it's apple juice, right?
Yeah.
Good for you. One more to go.
Will Luce be stroking the bag your hair is in?
I waited for that.
If I've been keeping the bag for that long, I possibly have a problem.
I waited for that. Oh my God. Thank you so much for watching. And we'll see you in the next one.